More than 1 million miss out on 2012 Olympic tickets as the big events sell out, but Games bosses again insist their sales process was fair. The greatest tickets on earth, not for more than 1 million people who applied to watch events at the London 2012 Games, only to be left disappointed, as the organisers faced fresh questions about the way they'd allocated tickets. Figures released today show that just 1 in 3 applicants managed to secure a place in the first public ballot. Everyone else will have to reapply again for much less popular events. Our Home Affairs correspondent Andy Davies reports. Union leaders have threatened to walk away from talks over public sector pensions after the Treasury Secretary, Danny Alexander, warned it would be a colossal mistake to reject the government's deal. Under the reforms, public sector workers will have to work until they're 66 and pay higher contributions, while their final salary schemes will be scrapped. Unions called the government's position plain barking mad, accusing them of making up their minds while negotiations were still supposed to be going on. Our political correspondent, Cathy Newman, reports. Well, earlier I spoke to the TUC General Secretary, Brendan Barber, and I asked him whether Danny Alexander had simply spelled out an uncomfortable reality. The government has banned the parcel delivery firm UPS from screening air cargo at some of its sites in the UK because of concerns about security. The Department of Transport won't say what specific issues have prompted the move or which sites have been restricted. Well, our Home Affairs correspondent Simon Israel joins me now. Simon, what more can you tell us? Now, more than 100,000 people have fled. Now aid workers have been forced to evacuate an entire town as Sudanese government forces fired on people in a region disputed between north and south. Both sides are battling for control of the area just 3 weeks before the south declares independence. And to illustrate the worsening fighting, footage has emerged of an airstrike on a UN compound. A High Court judge has ruled that a school's ban on a black pupil's hairstyle resulted in unlawful, indirect racial discrimination. Mr. Justice Collins said that while the ban by St Gregory's Catholic Science College in London wasn't unlawful in itself, the school should have considered the boy's traditions. The boy, who's 13 and can't be identified because of his age, has his hair in cornrows, following the example set by his idol, the footballer David Beckham. St Gregory's, which barred him on his first day at school in 2009, said it had done so because it wanted to discourage gang culture. Football and Aston Villa are risking the wrath of their own fans by appointing former Birmingham City boss Alex McLeish as their new manager. The decision has also antagonised fellow Midlands club Birmingham, who've accused Villa of approaching McLeish without their permission. Villa have denied this, saying they assumed he was a free agent. McLeish resigned as Blues manager 5 days ago after seeing them relegated to the Championship. Cricket, and England's Chris Tremlett took 6 wickets at the Rose Bowl on day 2 of the 3rd Test against Sri Lanka. Tremlett achieved a career best of 6 for 42 in his native county of Hampshire at what was once his home ground. Sri Lanka were 177 for 9 when play was abandoned because of rain. England have yet to bat. Golf, and just 2 months after he threw away a 4-shot lead in the US Masters, Northern Ireland's Rory McIlroy is leading the US Open by 8 shots after just 2 rounds. Today he shot 66 to move to 11 under par. The markets now, and at the close the index of 100 leading shares was up by 16 points. A short time ago the pound was up against the dollar by 1/5 of a cent and sterling was down against the euro by 3/4 of a cent. Preposterous, outrageous and unacceptable. Disability campaigners have slated a Conservative MP who suggested people with disabilities or mental health problems should offer to work for less than the minimum wage. Otherwise, he said, they wouldn't be able to compete for jobs. Tonight's main news. Almost 2/3 of the people who applied for London 2012 Olympic tickets have been disappointed. That's what the organisers admitted today. Over 1 million people missed out after the first public ballot. Well, we're back at 6:30 tomorrow. Until then, from everyone on the team, that's Channel 4 News. Have a very good evening.